Hello everyone, it's ishinyca here and welcome back to a general guide on how to get infinite resources using the two mods called Chicken and Roost. These two mods are very overpowered in a way, depending on how you actually combine this with other mods. Mainly if you just have these two mods, you can accelerate your process of making resources. The problem is with this mod, without any additional mods to speed up time or ticks or whatever, it takes a really long time, but once you get a process rolling, you can actually make a lot of resources, whatever you want. And with these two mods, depending on you have like integration from other mods like Draconic Evolution, Project E, and so on, whatever. As long it supports it for chickens, you can actually make any resources you want. And the roost is there because it will basically create this block here that your chickens can be input to it, and will have internal storage, which basically speeds up the process and you can do a lot more with it. One thing to note with using chickens and roost mod, if you combine these two mods, like I said before, with other mods like Draconic Evolution, or mainly the biggest mod with chickens is Project E. And this can break the mod pack or basically everything about modern Minecraft. And combining these two should not happen. But when you combine these two, it's just like you can make any resources you want. And I will talk about the general idea of how to make infinite resources using this one method and basically store EMC using this chickens and roost mod with Project E. And that's how to do with mainly the emeralds into something other block. But I will get into that later on. But if you only have these two mods installed, all you have to do is put a chest down, a hopper, and a roost. And all you have to do really at this point is to get a 10 chickens. I will not go into details on how to do this, but the main thing is just to keep breeding the same exact chicken and keep going till you get 10 of each, and you get 16 of them. You can only place 16 in the roost. And once you do that, it will generate some chickens. And let's see how fast it generates. So it generates really fast here. As soon as it generates that, it gets pulled down immediately to the hopper here, into the chest. So we generate 3 times, got put in the chest. So this is one of my setups if you want to make infinite amount of emerald chickens. You don't have to do this, but I kind of recommend it if you try to casually do this over time. So all you have to do is get an energy condenser from Project E. Just basically fill it with whatever EMC on this left. Or if you have Mark 1 or 2, it doesn't matter, but do Mark 2 because this have this inventory, which is a lot better. And you basically have a bunch of seed pops out. Now all you have to do is pull down to this chicken breeder, which will automatically come into this slot here. You have 2 breeders of the same chickens. It can be anything you want, but I go with emerald because I want to make the most possible use of emerald chickens. And then whatever gets finished breeding, like the same 10 chickens, it will go pull down onto this. As you can see, I have 5.1k emerald chickens, which is a lot. I don't really need all those chickens. But it does come in handy. You want to build like the biggest chicken farm ever. So if you're playing mod packs like Stoneblock, FTB Sky Adventures, or anything that have chickens and roost and Project E combined, mainly a lot of mod packs will contain these two. But if they don't have Project E, you cannot do this. But you still can do other methods as well. Like you still can get a lot of resources using chickens. But this is actually one of the most powerful ways to convert to whatever resource you want. So all you have to do, of course, you need a roost. You just need to put chickens in there. Once you put chickens in there, you just have to connect this to an energy condenser. Once you connect to an energy condenser, make sure you flip this to insert. You select the extract. Make sure you always activate this. So it'll be pulling it out. And also make sure that it's set up right. You don't have to do anything, just change this, make sure it's on extract. Once it's extract, you extract the emeralds into this. Let's say I want to make a bunch of diamonds, for example. All you have to do is point the top slot. Why is it not pointing the top slot? Oh, what? It says I want to make a bunch of diamonds. And yeah, that's how you convert from one resource to another. I will recommend 2 things. If you're storing only EMC, you want to go with the Infinity Catalyst. If not, octuple compressed cobblestone will be the next best one. I will recommend octuple more than the Infinity because it has like this is the second highest EMC value. And this is actually much more doable and a lot easier to convert back to other resources. 3.4 billion EMC is going to take a long time. I would not recommend this unless you're really going for that infinity form, but this is not what I'm going for. It's mainly compressing as much as possible for EMC, so 43 million is just enough to get most of your daily resources. Okay, now to finish the setup, all you have to do is connect another item conduit, and you can use any storage chest like deep storage unit, quantum storage unit, chest, whatever you want. But anything that has one like slot to hold pretty much infinite amount, and this basically set it like that. Make sure you change it to insert so it inserts into the quantum storage unit or any chest you want to put into, and make sure you change the setting to always active. When that happens, when it makes a compressed cobblestone, it will basically pump into those. For to show an example about this, I'm just gonna drop Infinity Catalyst in there. So it's gonna make all those. It's gonna be pumped into this, so it's storing all this octuple compressed cobblestone. So with my setup for how to generate a lot of EMC, basically any resources, you can do this here. Like you can have a bunch of emerald chickens with the dark matter pedestal that has the water flowing time, and you can see back here it's like goes down to the down there as well. As all of these are being distracted with the 15 of the distract speed upgrade, which basically a stack, and it's all active. Goes up there too, but I'm still working on this so I can make more. But there's one thing to know: do not overdo this, otherwise you may crash your game or the server, or you can never log into the server again because you gotta go back. You gotta go into a single player to fix that. And with multiplayer, I believe what it will happen depends on how you configure the server. They will get to the point where you have this stupid network compression or what it's called. I'm not an IT or network person, so I don't know what all that means. And you basically can't log in. So if you have too much of these in your multiplayer server, I would not recommend it. I will recommend just a few, like just enough to get at least about one octuple press cobblestone every second. That should be enough to keep up with the server ticks and everything. Any more than that, I would not recommend it. And you can see here, you can see how fast I'm generating one infinity catalyst. You can see how much emeralds being pumped into here. There's a lot of emeralds. And you can see my other setups here. I have like one for gold. I use a lot of gold in my recipes. You can see being pulled out from the nuggets into here, and then being pulled out to make the blocks and be pulled stored. Same with, what's this one? Diamonds. Same way, making blocks to store the smallest amount possible. See here, I did not change this over, but diamond is not a big of an issue for me. And this one is basically awakened draconium, and you got draconium here. Of course, same way, you make these nuggets into ingots, and there's ingots into blocks, and then store it. They have 4.3k total, which is a lot. That's all for this general guide. If you want me to make more videos about how to do a certain type of mod, or how to play with a certain mod in a mod pack, or want me to go in depth a tutorial of how to work with a mod like chickens, for example, you want me to start from the basics to how to get to this 10-10-10 or whatever, just let me know. Leave a comment below so I know what you want to see. What yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoy watching this video about this general guide. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, I will see you guys next time.